I know what you should do when you turn up to a lake or you're fishing a lake and you see showing fish. Should you marker? Should you lead about? Should you keep casting rigs out? Should you not? That's what we're going to talk about. Welcome to Question of the Week.
Are you listening? Damn.
Hi, if it's the first time you've come across this channel, then you may want to think about hitting that subscription button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon and you'll never miss one of these videos again. So what's Question of the Week? Well, a question sent in by James Corningley. Thanks James for sending this in. He says, I always worry about the commotion when turning up in a swim through marker or leading about. Does this worry you? And if you move on to fish, how would you go about it? Very, very good question, and one I haven't seen answered anywhere else before. There's a couple of things I want to talk about regarding this. Now, it all depends on the lake you're fishing. If you're fishing a runs water or a water with lots of fish in it, then I don't think that using a marker or spodding or continually casting is going to do it any harm. The reason being is, in a lot of these lakes, the fish will associate food and eating and feeding with a spawn going out. If it goes out 30 times, they know because through years of it happening, there's going to be bait going through the water onto the bottom of the lake. That's why a lot of these sort of commercial, sort of like linear sort of lakes, where you've got a lot of fish in them, like Brasenose and that, I'll put a lot of bait out, but I'll fish a couple of zigs while I'm spodding over the area that I'm going to fish on the bottom. A lot of times I've had bites on those zigs where the bait's falling through the water column and the fish are coming up taking it before it's even hit the bottom. So that's what I would do. If you're fishing a low stock lake or small intimate lake where spomming out, casting out is going to be an absolute nightmare when you turn up. The fish are going to end up the other side of the lake. Unless you've got 2 or 3 days on your session, then you can do it and wait and camp and wait the fish come to you. Or what I would do is, the times when I'm not fishing that lake, I'd mark her up, I'd lead about, make a note in my book how many wraps it is, 10 wraps, 20 wraps, 5 wraps, whatever it is. So when I turn up and I find fish on these smaller lakes or lakes with less stock or spooky fish where they've got no weed in them, and then I look at my book and I cast out, knowing I'm on the money every time. Another thing to take into consideration is that what I've found is you can get away with causing a lot more disturbance on weedy lakes. It sort of cushions the sound waves through the water. So you could have a group of fish in a weed bed 20 yards away from where you're hammering spots and that, and they don't take a blind bit of notice because they don't feel the shock waves of the spot and hear it going in as much because the weed's blocking it off. Another thing I'd like to talk about as well is that if you're turning up to a lake and you've got fish showing in front of you, what I tend to do is I want to cast just once with each rod. I might only put one rod out first of all, because if the fish are there and they're relatively spooky, I'll put a light 1 ounce lead on, one cast, slacken off the line, leave it there. That's it, done. Because you don't want to cause any more commotion. Continue casting, like in a little corner. The fish, if they're jumping there, they're feeding there, they're going to spook off. So be very aware. Less is more in that situation when you're moving on to fish, or you turn up and you find fish in a little corner or 30 yards out. Try and use as light a lead as possible, as least amount of casts as possible. So guys, I hope that's given you some ideas, some advice, some sort of way to go about that fishing. Try it out. Let me know in the comments if you've got any more questions that you want me to answer in these videos. Bang it in there, I'll read it and I'll do a video on it especially for you. If you like this type of videos, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon and you'll never miss another one of these videos. See you soon.